Good afternoon, everybody. Day number 8. I've been having loads of fun doing this. I've learned an awful lot of things myself about teaching, about guitar, and about how music works and all that. So even though I've been playing music for 16 years, going back to the basics and trying to think about it from the perspective of a complete and utter beginner, it's been really interesting. I feel like I've learned an awful lot about teaching, especially. I'm delighted with how the course is going. To that end, I have got what I think is the best lesson so far in this series planned for you guys today. Before we kick things off, as I always say, if there's any questions that anybody has as we're going along, please do feel free throw a comment into the comment section or a question into the comment section, and I will do my best to answer it. If you're watching this on my website, or if you're watching it on YouTube, or if you're watching it later on, then by all means comment on the video. Send me a message at One Lad Music Services on Facebook, One Lad Band on Instagram, or just send me an email, barry@oneladmusic.com. And just once again, before we kick things off, I've made a handy little guide for everyone. Top 10 tips to kickstart your musical career. It is in the description of this video. It's also on my website, oneladmusic.com/top 10 tips. Download loads of other free stuff up there as well. But today, as I say, I've got what I think is the best lesson for you so far. Hopefully you're now competent enough that you can play a couple of chords and change between them. So today we're going to use G to D to A minor to C, but we're not going to use a drum machine. We're going to use a backing track that I've recorded. That's going to follow those chords. The backing track is 4.5 minutes long. So it's 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, A minor, 2 and 3, 4, and C, 2 and 3, 4. You'll hear at the start of the backing track, there is what sounds like drumsticks clicking, and that is in fact drumsticks clicking to keep you in time. So it sounds like 2, 3, 4. And that's where you come in. Okay? So here we go. Let's try that again. So we're going down, down, up, down, down. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay? Let's try it. 3, 4. And for those of you that feel up to doing full chords, this is what it sounds like. One more time. So as you saw there, I done the simplified version, and I also done the more advanced version with all the fuller chords, the full G and the full C. And in the download today, you will see that the past couple of days I've been doing a simple version and an advanced version. Today I've just stuck it all into the one, and underneath the G chord, you'll see 2 G chords, one on top of the other, and the bottom one is in like a fancy looking bracket. Sorry for hitting the microphone. It's in a fancy looking bracket. And that is, don't get thrown by that. That is, you take one or the other. It doesn't mean you play both of them. You play one or the other. So maybe challenge yourself to try and get that full G chord today. Or maybe challenge yourself to get that full C chord today. The C chord might be a little bit easier because you are already making the vast majority of that shape when you're playing the E minor chord, or A minor chord, I should say. Let's show you what I mean by that. So your strumming pattern for today goes like this for the simplified version. So you're starting on G. That's G. Then we go down to D. Yep, simple as that. Now, from D we're going up to A minor. So A minor, just a quick reminder. First finger on the first fret of the B string, which is the second one from the bottom as you're looking at it. Then you get your third finger. I'm watching myself on the screen so that I'm staying in shot, and it's really, really off-putting trying to find where your finger is. Your third finger goes on the second fret of the G string, which is the third from the bottom as you're looking at it, and then your middle finger goes on the second fret of the D string, which is above the G, and you strum all strings bar this top one as you're looking at it. So that's your A minor. Now, the simplified version of C, the first simplified version of C was just this, and you strum the G, B and E strings with your first finger on the first fret of the B string. That was the first version of the simplified C. The second version of the simplified C that we done yesterday or the day before has your middle finger on the second fret of the D, and we strum all the strings from the D string downwards. We leave out the low E and the A. And then the full version of C is your third finger on the third fret of the A string, and we leave out the low E again. So when I say that by playing A minor, if you can already play an A minor, you're halfway there with the C chord. Your A minor is this, and the only difference between the A minor, practically the only difference between A minor and where you put your hand, in between A minor and C, is in A minor, your third finger is here on the G string, the second fret of the G, and on C, your third finger should be on the third fret of the A, and that is the only difference in the physical makeup of the chord. Physical construction is probably a better way of saying that. So, like that. Or just to do the simplified version. So you can hear, as always, that the simplified versions, they all have the same sort of flavour and character as the full versions. They're just lacking just the tiniest little bit. It's in the bass because you're not including the bass strings, the lower frequency strings. Let's try that one more time and we'll leave it there for today. So back to the guitar cam, and this time I'm going to do 2 times of the simplified version and then 2 times of the full version. Let you see the difference, let you hear the difference, and yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simplified C, down, up, down, back to G. G, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. A minor, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Full version of the chords. C. One more time. As I said, you don't need to follow this down, up, down, down. You do not need to follow this strumming pattern. You can do different things like this. To change it up and practice something different. Down, 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 up, down, down, down. One more time. One more time with the simplified version. So G, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. And there you have it. So the difference between playing along to a drum machine and playing along to a backing track is Pros of playing along to a drum machine is that you can change the tempo to whatever you want, basically. You can speed it up as you get better, or you can slow it down as you're trying some more difficult things. With a backing track, it's sort of set in place, although there are some apps that you can get. For example, you can get an app called Audio Stretch Lite that I use. It's a free app, and all you do is you load up the track into the app, and you can slow it down, speed it up as much as you want. Really, really handy for learning this sort of thing. Pros of using a backing track is you're playing along with other instruments and hearing how the guitar will react and interact with different instruments. For example, this track, I made it with drums, I played a bit of bass, and I played a bit of keyboard on it. There's no guitar in it, because you're providing the guitar, but as you hopefully saw there in the last little passage, you'll be more than able to put loads of different strumming patterns, loads of different ideas onto just that one track. The track is 4.5 minutes long. If you put that on and practice once a day with these chords, by the end of the week, you're going to be amazed at the results that you're going to get. We've got 2 more days of this. As I said, I've been immensely enjoying it. I've learned so much. I hope you guys have too. Don't forget to download my free guide. It's at onelabmusic.com/top10tips. Download my top 10 tips on how to kickstart your musical career. Also on my website you'll find loads of other free stuff. As I've said during the week, I'm working on loads of other stuff. I'm working on a book that I'm going to make available free for everybody. I'm working on a podcast, and I'm working on my next series of live stream lessons that I think I've got an idea, and I think some of you might be interested in it. I hope. Today you can download the audio track as well as playing it from my website, so there's the advantage of that. Right, lads, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Mind yourselves.